Ma'am, your introduction.
And I'm Rhonda Leal. I'm the co-producer of Half Widow, and I also played Eva in Half Widow.
Okay, the very first question, how this whole idea came to you?
Actually, our director, Danish Renzu, who's also Kashmiri, came up with a short, a 6-minute short of what the tragedy was in Half Widow. And I felt like this was a full story. We had to know the characters' backstory and the forward story. And so then he said, okay, you write it. And I knew it was very close to his heart. It would be hard to do that, but we did write the full story, and it was very touching to us.
Okay, have you taken some references? There are so many cases happen in Kashmir when we talk about Half Widow. There are so many female who is facing all this thing. Have you taken some references from real life?
It is purely fiction. Yes. The Half Widow situation is a reality. But the story is not based on anybody's life. We also have a feeling of certain things, some things we feel very strongly about that we have incorporated, and that is the role that family would play in the life of the half widows, not just to put them in the shelter, which is of course a great support, but the greater support comes from the love and affection and the capacity of a family to be able to allow them to have a better life.
Okay, to the producer, again, to the co-producer, what is the best thing you like of the film and you become a part of it? What made you say yes to the film, to be associate yourself with the film? What did that thing, which touched you and you said, yes, I want to be a part of this project?
Well, Guy had called me and asked me, invited me to be a co-producer, and I didn't have much experience in that. But I knew Gaia's philosophies about her humanitarianism, and so I said yes. And then I read the script, and I was so moved and touched. And after I watched the film, I felt like it touched my heart, but more deeply and more truly, it spoke to my soul. And there's nothing that can reach someone like that and touch someone and affect change in how one is in their life. So that's how powerful the movie is to me.
Okay, filmmaking is always a very serious business, Are you looking some commercial aspect of the film, or you just want to convey the message which is happening in the world?
It is very important to show the journey of the heart, and we have taken Kashmir as a backdrop, but it's happening in many, many parts of the world. Just the human condition of where the basics of what the heart needs are not being fully expressed. The commercial aspect is also very important because that is how we will be able to reach a number of people.
Are you planning to send a film to festivals? If you already sent it, please let us know what you have done in terms of sending the film to festivals.
Yes, we have. We are waiting to hear back from Dubai, and there's IFLA in Los Angeles, Palm Springs. This is some of the festivals we're very interested in. We're waiting to hear back from them.
Okay, casting plays a very important part. On what ground you zeroed out the star cast of the film? Casting plays a very important part, on what ground you zeroed on the star cast of the film?
And the casting was done by the director, and what was done very well for us was that the entire cast was taken from the valley. So that's a treasure in itself, and it lended to the authenticity of the film in those circumstances. So our star cast is, some of them are present today, but we have Nilufar Hamid, Mir Sarwar, Shahnawaz Bhatt, 3 outstanding Kashmiri actors that have featured in the film.
Okay, you have spoken about this, about the Kashmiri actors, which also include Shahnawaz Bhatt and other people. There's also a film festival going on in Kashmir. They'll be starting the Kashmir Film Festival. Why don't you push the film at Kashmir Film Festival? Though the film have the background of Kashmir.
Why not? I think that is very important. Yes, it is very important, and it's also very important to reach wherever we can in the world. We've had interest from many different parts of the world to know what's happening. with this very delicate human story that is very picturesquely conveyed in our film.
When you plan to release the film in India?
We hope within the next 3 months. Yeah.
Okay, what message to both of you? What message do you want to give to the audience? Why they come and be a part of your project?
We all have a very basic need to be understood, to belong, to connect with our community, where we truly feel that we belong. When that is taken away from us or threatened, or our safety is threatened, something very fundamental is lost. You know? And I think this will reach a lot of hearts all over the world, because we do have to be compassionate to that basic need that is not being met today. We can have a lot of grandiosity, a lot of surreal films or out of reality films, but when we come down to the core of it all, the human heart matters. And what's going on with each person's human heart is very important. It's very special.
You want to say something now?
I hope this film delivers a message of peace, finding peace with oneself again, because we all experience loss. We've all experienced in some way or another, and I feel like this movie helps one to know that you can find it within yourself. Bring yourself back to peace.
I'm sorry, it will be my last one. You are touching a very sensitive subject. Very coming from so-called political party and start objecting your film. They'll start objecting. This is the way you have not. You should not show the Kashmir in such bad light. Blah blah blah. Are you prepared for it, or are you nervous, or are you? Do you have something in your head somewhere down the line? It might happen.
Our movie is very clear. It's very clean, and the delivery of the story has been simple and very straightforward. So I do not think that there are areas of conflict that are going to come up as something that needs to be solved or explained in a big way. It really is the journey of a Kashmiri woman in the absolute beauty of Kashmir, the way it is, and the circumstances that just exist at that time. It could be in any state, so I'm not expecting any controversy at all.
Thank you so much. हमने trailer. I've seen the trailer and it is very impressive. Production value देख लीजिए आप, cinematography देख लीजिए, acting के point, performance के हिसाब से भी बहुत लगता है हाँ कुछ हो रहा है. आप दोनों से जानना चाहूँगा, what was your first reaction the moment the makers of this film approached you and wanted to be a part of it? I'll start with Shahnawaz.
With me? See, I was part of it since the beginning when the story came up, and I was working with Dansh as an assistant also. So I know how the story came up and how close he was to it and how close I am to it, because I had done one project on the disappearance in Kashmir, it's called Harud. So in an instant I got attached to it and I said yes to it.
Sir?
I was approached at the later part of the film. In fact, when I met him for the first time regarding some other project, he did watch my film Bajrangi Bhaijaan. He liked my performance in the film. That's how he got in touch with me, and Shahnawaz and Niloufar are the two people who already knew me. And after meeting, he decided to come up with this short film, not that film which I met him regarding. And he approached me, he said, I'm making a short film, would you be interested in playing the character? When I heard the script, which was a small film though, I said fine, I would love to be part of the same, because down the line somewhere, because I've seen this has happened and this story touched me, and the character was very important. So I said I'll go with the same. So that's how the journey began.
Okay, आपको नहीं लगता कि इस तरह की फिल्मों को फिल्म फेस्टिवल की बहुत ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि जिस तरह का मुद्दा उठाया गया है, मैं कश्मीर की बात करूँ या हाफ वीडियो की बात करूँ, या शायद वो ऐसे मुद्दे हैं जो कई सालों से वहाँ की महिलाएं या औरतें झेलती आ रही हैं, लेकिन अभी तक समाज के रूबरू नहीं आए हैं.
फिल्म फेस्टिवल्स में देखा जाए तो कहीं ना कहीं पहले तो इस ऐसी फिल्मों को फिल्म फेस्टिवल में ही जगह मिलेगी, बिकॉज आफ्टर डूइंग राउंड्स इन द फिल्म फेस्टिवल्स थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड, इससे एक रिकग्निशन मिलेगी, क्योंकि अभी तक अगर देखा जाए तो लोग बोलेंगे कि कश्मीर की फिल्म बनी है, they may not take it seriously, but once it will go, because the film has potential. I've seen it's a wonderful product, and I'm repeatedly saying, like, we'll just have to be patient, and once this film will go to the festivals, it will definitely come up with a bang, so that, like, all the distributors and filmmakers, all the exhibitors, they'll get in touch from there only for the release of the film. क्योंकि इसमें मुद्दे उठाए गए हैं, whether like inspired from the society backdrop Kashmir ka hai, because everybody talks about Kashmir, but most of the people have never been to Kashmir, they have not seen Kashmir. So it's a beautiful story of a woman whose journey, who starts from her childhood, then her adult, then marriage, then at the end what she
Might be I'm repeating myself. Mehbooba Mufti visited Mumbai a few months back and she wanted Bollywood to be a part of Kashmir. I don't know whether you are aware or not.
Yeah.
She made TLV Prasad and everyone, the people from the Bollywood fraternity, and she requested and urged everyone to be in Kashmir for the shooting and everything.
Yeah.
Don't you think you should, being a part of the same city or same state, you should convey the message to Mehbooba Mufti and ask her to screen the film at Kashmir Film Festival?
We will definitely show it to Kashmiri people when we think it's right for us. So, but we want to create the buzz first in international festivals so that more people will be interested in it. You have to see all the perspectives also. That see, Kashmir doesn't have cinema right now, so we will have special screenings for Kashmiri people who have to watch it. But before that, we have to release it all over the world because we want to show what the Kashmiri story and Kashmiri talent also we want to show. So I think once we go to the international festivals, then we will think about Kashmir and releasing it there or showing it to the people.
Sir, I wanted to know about your character in the film. Though we got some idea while watching the teaser.
I'm playing the character of Khalid Hussain Bey, who is the person who gets disappeared in the film. The protagonist, the girl Nilofer Hamid, is playing the character. I'm the husband of the lady who is picked up and who never comes back, and that is my character, and his character is, he'll speak about.
I'm playing the brother of Nilofer, who's called Neela in the film, and he's my brother-in-law. And it's the story. It's the story about the relationship between brother and sister. And it's the relationship of emotions, how the journey when you suffer some loss, it's not necessary that it's Kashmiri story. If you think of it as a story of loss and how your family, your friends come and support you and want you to come out of it. So it's like coming out of the grief, how you come out of it and how you find meaning in that loss and how you come out of it.
To interrupt, everybody in the world will connect to the same. It's just in the backdrop of Kashmir. Everybody in the world, whoever has brother, has husband, has a family, will connect to the same.
Yeah, and it's about woman empowerment, it's about education, and it's about brotherhood, sister and brother, the relationship they share and the way they support each other, and it's about family. So it's not about conflict, but it's about love and it's about support. Correct.
Okay, the last question I want to ask you, there's a film release, I'm forgetting the name of the film, which is, which includes Shahid Haider, because it also shows the same, same subject in a different way. Here you're talking about Half Widow, where Tabu have played the same thing, but they have shown more of a Kashmir and the problem which is faced by people.
But I don't think, even though we have this is the tragedy which happened. This is one tragedy which happened to Neela, and her husband got disappeared, and she got the label of half widow. But it's not only about that. It's about the belongingness to your loved ones, and once you lose them, and the way you want to come out of it, and the way you want to find meaning in that loss, and the way you want to inspire other people.
And the comparison is bound to happen definitely, because that film was shot in Kashmir. That was the backdrop was Kashmir, and Tabu was playing the half widow of in a film. However, that film was that was actually the adaptation of Hamlet. So people knew this story, actually what has happened in Hamlet. For this, nobody knows what actually it is, because it's a complete new, fresh story. They have just shown the one side of Half Widow, but Here we're telling a story of a woman who
Yeah.
is a girl, then gets married, and there's a journey of about 10-15 years of that particular girl. It's completely different. Whoever has seen the film has given a wonderful feedback for the same, and whoever is watching it, whether they understand the language or not, they get touched, and they just everybody is speechless. Everybody is speechless, and the feedback is wonderful. And we're really hopeful that this will hit the cards and it'll be a huge success, inshallah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Film.